Hello, everybody. Welcome to the 5th episode of the podcast Unchained. I'm here with my friend Abayomi today, aka Yomi. He's from Nigeria, which you don't know, it's in West Africa. It borders Niger, Chad, Cameroon. It has the coastline on the Gulf of Guinea. I'll put a map here. And it's very interesting. It's actually the most populated country in Africa at 239 million people and the 6th most populated country in the world. But what does that mean? With a big population, it means you can have a large economy, which is true. They have a GDP of over $440 billion, yet it houses some of the most extremely poor populations in the world, with an estimated 141 million Nigerians living in multidimensional poverty. So this paradox of macroeconomic growth without prosperity stems from structural imbalances and wealth inequality, which we go into a little bit in this podcast. We also go into the mindset behind Nigerians and business specifically in Nigeria, and also balance and how we manage our lives in kind of these situations. And also we talk a lot about trust, which is very interesting, right? Like Yomi and I met at a fellowship and we're talking a lot about business and what we're going to do in the future, and he gave me some naira and he's like, Callie, you remember this? I'm like, I will, but will you remember that I also trust you? This is interesting conversations. But anyway, Yomi's a great guy, truly really, really great guy. We have some funny stories, we laugh a lot. I still text him to this day with things that are happening in my life, or if I have need advice on something. So anyway, I'll also drop his LinkedIn in the show notes, and yes, enjoy. But thanks for being on the show, Yomi.
Welcome.
You're a very bright guy. Did you know that?
I am. Yes, yeah. I know.
And you're only 24. You've done so many great things with your life. Yes. And I think you're super cool. So thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
I had to say all that. Is it cool if we start with where you're from, where you grew up in Nigeria?
Yeah, in Nigeria, I grew up from a very, would I say, rural part of Lagos. And I basically had to just leave because that's where you were born. Yeah, so I went to a kind, I wouldn't say a local school, but also a local school, because the entire area is kind of the rural part of Lagos. So it's a community school, public or federal school, whatever. So yeah, that's where also I did my primary, secondary school, and yeah.
Okay, can you tell the story about the chicken coop?
Interesting.
Because I want people to know how much. Maybe we should give a little bit more background. You're an entrepreneur and a veterinarian.
To be
close, yeah. And entrepreneurship's a big part of your life, and you've started super young.
Yeah.
And you kind of get this spirit, and that story is so indicative of who you are as a person, I feel like. Unless you don't want to tell it, that's also okay.
Well, I could. There's always a way for everything. So the chicken coop, what we call it we call it more cage. Americans probably will call it the coop, chicken coop, but we call it a cage, just a housing for the birds. So I was starting my poultry farm. We wouldn't call it a farm. I just wanted to raise some birds.
But how old were you?
Whoa, I was around. It was around junior school, so I was probably around 14.
14, okay.
14-ish or 13. 14 or 12. I don't know. Around, I was really young. I just wanted to raise the birds. I could use my stipend. We call it pocket money in Nigeria. So pocket money, the daily money you get from your parents to just upkeep.
Oh, like allowance.
Yeah, allowance. Okay. Yeah, but it's kind of daily, not monthly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I would save that and then just use them to buy feed for the birds, and then everything went well until my parents started complaining, and I also didn't like the fact that it was extra tedious because the birds would kind of poo around the house. Oh. And then because you are the owner, you have to clean it up. Yeah. So I started thinking, this is not so sustainable. I have to find a house for them, right, to make things all neat and more structured. But I didn't have the money. My parents wouldn't support me, not because they didn't have the money, but at the same time, because they thought it wasn't what the whatever investment. I mean, they didn't even want me to start the poultry business, but I still insisted, and I wouldn't tell them anything about it anymore. So while I was thinking of how to get the house, I kind of spotted some woods by a furniture guy, and my plan then was just to steal the woods. Just steal the woods, bring them to the house, beg some of my friends to kind of like bring the planks and nails together, just construct something rough, just to house the birds, And that was a very perfect plan in my head. Like it sounded so simple, so innovative. Like this is it. Like we're doing this. I can't wait. So the following day, I told my cousin, who was also very young at that time, and then we went. It was going to be after church. Can you imagine just listening to the sermon?
After church, yeah.
And then I convinced him. I actually lied to my cousin. I told him the wood we are going to go and take, I've already told the person who put it there, so you don't have to worry about anything. We're just taking the wood and bringing it home. Do you agree? I said, yes, it's very awesome. So we were just doing that. Except for the fact that while we went, it was very late, around 9 p.m. in the night. Unfortunately for us, the owner of the furniture shop was still around. It was not just in the shop, it was around the area. So we were probably just, let's say, 500 meters from the shop.
Okay.
And then it was like, hey, where are you guys going to? Because obviously it was his wood and we're not too far away from, from his shop. So it was a busted moment. I just started crying. I said,
you got it 500 yards. And then...
Yeah, it was really messy. But luckily for me, my dad had patronized the furniture guy just recently for a kind of like deal to change a very big portion of our furniture at home. And then my mom was also coming along that route from church. So just also fortunately, even though it was already an unfortunate event, they're already slapping me, I was a thief. They're already beating me like stupid boy. Like this is not even smart. This is not even how to steal, right? But then my mom came and then saved me. But that event, that singular event, really like made a trauma, but at the same time made like a guideline to me. So even if I have the opportunity to cut corners sometimes, that feeling of like I know the pain that comes with being caught.
Sure, right?
It just kind of guides you. You say, okay, you know what, Abayomi, I'm gonna do all due diligence. I'm gonna follow a process, right? And even till now, I go the hard way.
Okay, and you think that's like a mindset you just created for yourself? Like that's not popular.
Very true. It takes longer time. It just takes longer time in Africa because of so many issues.
Yeah.
And then most people who really are just tired of the status quo just want to, do it different at all costs, by all means. But for me, I feel like, because I'm also a Christian, I feel like I have the strength. I feel like I have that ability to go through the pain, of following the due path rather than cutting corners. And then, So for me, it's not easy anyways, but I just choose to stick with that part.
It's harder, but maybe it does pay off in the end. We don't know.
Yeah.
But to live your life like that is such a good moral compass. Like it's not even, in America, right? There's lots of people that aren't morally good.
Yeah.
So like to have that is like really special, I think, in a good way.
Yeah.
That's a positive thing.
I agree.
Yeah. But like in general, the mindset of this entrepreneurship in Nigeria are you normal?
Well, I am normal. Everywhere we are all humans, so we can't really stereotype.
Okay.
Right? In America, in India, in anywhere, you would always have the good guys. You would always have the bad guys, and you probably always would have the good guys who turn to the bad guys along the way.
Sure.
Right? So it's not really possible to just stereotype. But in Nigeria, I guess I'm just part of the good guys because I choose to be a good guy.
Sure.
But doesn't mean that we don't have so many good guys, and doesn't mean we don't have so many bad guys.
But like the hustle mindset or like the hustle culture that you have, like the hustle, like you have a certain hustle to you that like a lot of people don't.
Yes. Well, if you would call it hustle, I normally would not call it also, because also in Nigeria, what also means is
Oh, does
somebody.
that mean like conning people?
No, probably not. Like,
Oh.
also really means somebody who is struggling, like somebody who is working so hard, who is in the like trenches, who is just struggling, life is battling. So hustling, yeah, in America sounds a bit normal, like you are working, you're hard working. But in Nigeria, it's really like the overworking part.
Okay, like you're like
Yeah.
yeah.
But let's call it the good hustling. We can call it like the good hustling, right?
Okay.
And yeah, it's just that ability to be persistent, to be resilient, to be
Resilient, that's a good word.
yeah, to be
yeah.
able to say, I will push through, not because of whether it's easy or not because you already know the end, but just because once you say, I would push through, it just means you would do everything that is normal to do. Yeah, and I think I have a couple of friends also in Nigeria who are like me. Yeah, I think we are. But
That's important, like to have a community around you that like is like-minded.
yeah,
Because
very
like you are
important.
the average of your 5 friends you hang out with or whatever. Have you ever heard that saying before?
Yeah, I think I have
And
the
so
5 friends. Yeah, but more like with your network. Like, the
yeah.
company of fools shall be destroyed, kind of scripture.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah,
Yeah,
nice,
but there's
nice.
also the company of the wise. I've forgotten the end, but the company of the wise maybe
Oh,
becomes
company of the
wiser
wise.
or becomes more prosperous, something like that. So,
Sure,
yeah.
sure, yeah. Because I find it really matters for me to be around people that are like forward thinking and like yeah, entrepreneurial, because I can be very ingenuitive but then forget about the entrepreneurship part and vice versa. Or just good people, like uh like if
Yeah.
you're somewhere like San Francisco, I don't know about Nigeria, you probably have the same issues. Like people will go out all the time, all the time, every weekend. And so if you're friends with those people, you
Yeah.
go out every weekend. And so where do you draw the line? I mean, you could be super self guided and morally strong, but it's hard to do after a while.
Yeah.
Like you will get broken down. Like I've found that for myself. Like I really need to surround myself with good people because I can't always be this force of good.
Yeah,
I
agree.
wear out. Like it just happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's everywhere, anyways. But also for balance, for
Yeah.
most entrepreneurs, once you are that kind of person who believes, hey, I never complain about work. You just
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
them working, and then you see somebody, you tell the person, I think you are overworking. And he says, no, I'm actually enjoying the work.
Oh,
Like,
sure. Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
stressed. Like, I actually like working. I know you like working, but you are overworking. Like, there's a difference. Take some break, have some time. Like, oh no, I don't need some rest. I think there's so much to do. I can't rest.
So
Yeah.
you think those people are good for you, or you don't mind working and working?
Well, I don't mind.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Like burnout comes from like doing things that you don't feel like you're making progress. But like if you feel like you're making, like one of my friends, shout out Marla, because
Really?
she raised $8 million for her business.
Wow.
8 million US
Amazing.
dollars, and she's my age.
Wow.
And like she's so cool. And like she was telling me one day, like burnout isn't working too much. It's like working for something that doesn't come of anything, or like if you're not making progress or you don't care about it, that's when burnout comes. But if you're like motivated, you getting stuff done, you care about it, like burnout, does it come?
Yeah.
Like maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, but then the concept of burnout, what I'm saying here is, when somebody is motivated, like you are working and then you are getting the result, it doesn't dispute the fact that your health matters. So somebody like that might be lost in just working. I mean, I'm eating all my goals. All I need to do is just set the calendar. Monday to Friday is all booked. We are making this, and everything goes well in place. Oh wow, I'm moving. And then you just hear tomorrow, what is happening? High blood pressure. Oh my God, he has an heart attack. And then next tomorrow, right? Yeah. So you also
it
have
does
to.
matter.
Yeah, it does matter. You have to have also a company, somebody that tells you, hey, yeah, my guy, right? It's good to work. But also, I think from the way you were behaving yesterday, I think you need some rest. Yeah, because by the time you are always just surrounded by people who are just motivated only by progress. Hey, what are you doing? What's the next thing? Oh, wow, cool. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
You just feel like work, and then life is not all about work.
This is such a new perspective from you that I've heard. Or, I imagined you wouldn't say these things. It's really interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, really
mean, take for instance the guy we met who was announced in the US. You met him at the beach, right?
Yeah.
Why would you meet him at the beach?
Right.
It's not because he's not productive, but he really needs some time off.
Yeah.
Like just to
he needs
reconnect.
To go surfing.
Yeah.
We need to go
It's very
surf.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow,
So I also want to be surrounded by people like that who kind of have an idea of balance. Like, hey,
sure.
It's not just about KPIs.
Sure. Yeah.
One of the KPIs is that I rest.
Yeah.
And then I have some time off. Yeah. So I really like the balanced guys.
Okay. That's so interesting. Yeah, they keep you grounded.
Yeah.
Do you think Dangote? Yeah, Aliko Dangote.
Yeah.
Do you think he has balance in his life?
You know what? Some things. Some people have kind of like made a huge track record for themselves. Right. So even if I have a comment, I personally would not want to make that comment because he has already like really gone really ahead. Right. So if you really ask me whether I wouldn't want to answer that directly on camera.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, he's a great man.
Yeah,
and we look up to him.
And is he happy? Okay, we won't get into it. Yeah. Okay. But the richest man in Nigeria, he's inspired you in a certain way.
Yeah, definitely. Why not?
I didn't know who he was before I met you.
Wow. Yeah. Amazing.
And now I know who he is.
Because he's actually also the richest man in Africa.
In Africa?
Yes, in the whole of Africa.
So not just Nigeria?
Yes.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he really has a very big conglomerate.
And he got big because he just is good at buying and selling companies?
Well, several factors amount to wealth. I don't know if you want me to share what I know about him here.
Okay, we don't have to. Yeah.
But yes, so many factors. But yes, his business acumen is actually very obvious. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he does business very, very, very well.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, we don't have to. I thought maybe you would have more insight into that, or like why you think he's so rich, like why everyone in Africa can't get there. Okay, that's kind of a terrible question, but like
no, it's actually a nice question because I also want to get there, and I want to get there not because I am wishing. I want to get there because I'm kind of studying, kind of making plans to say, okay, you know what, this is the path people have followed. This is how they are doing things. So it's just normal to know a bit of like what is making success happen.
Yes.
So I have been on that journey for as much as I've always wanted to also be the richest man in Africa, maybe in the world. Yeah, but I think it's just the same principle everywhere. The same principle that is practiced in America is the same one that is practiced in Nigeria.
Okay.
So the principle of people, time, and money.
Okay.
Right? Being able to just having the knowledge that 3 things are most important, and then I must be able to manage 3 things. People, time, money. He does it very well.
Okay.
Like every other very rich entrepreneurs across the world.
Sure.
Yeah. So people, he doesn't have a particular kind of people. He really has like investments in people that will make his ventures move forward.
Okay.
So political relationships.
Oh yeah, that
awesome.
Matters, yeah.
Investor-wise relationships, awesome. Bilateral relations. You want to bring a product from Nigeria to another country, and then you want them to probably change a law that has never been changed before, just so that they can buy your product. He does it very excellently. Time, he actually started very early.
Okay.
And around like 24, around my age, was actually very wealthy.
Oh wow, okay.
So like it's not really as if he just became successful. He has actually been successful from every of his ventures, and then all of those success kind of just kept on, getting bigger over time.
Okay.
So now it's just like a X of the previous early days of his.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so
okay.
he has really been so he has really demonstrated managing people time money very well.
Very
From
well.
very young age.
Okay. And like, do you think like part of the reason why like your motivation for earning money is just because of money, or like do you have other motivations?
Definitely. I mean,
Because you're a very heart-centered, like you're going to be a veterinarian, like that's not just an that's also like a helping kind of.
Yeah.
You're at this fellowship, like you help people also. Like I just, when I first met you, I was like, this guy, he just cares about money. Yeah, he just cares about money. He just wants money. Yeah, but like, is that your actual motivation?
No, it's not. It is not. And I actually met. I want to quickly digress. I met somebody who just asked me very blankly. I was pitching to him. He's a very rich guy in Switzerland. He just pushed me in between. He said, "See, my friend, do you want to make money or do you want to make impact?"
Okay.
Because he is an investor, and then let's say we were friends, probably the impact matters, but then he is an investor. He only wants to know where the money comes in. Like if it's not making money, there's no reason for this conversation at this time.
Sure.
So for me, in different contexts, it matters. But generally, I feel like money runs a lot of things. If you really want to do good, if you really want to help people, you would be rich.
If you
really want to be in a position to help people, and you really mean it that I want to help people, you would think that automatically you have to be rich.
Yeah.
You don't agree?
No, wait, wait.
Or you don't get me?
No, I still don't think I get you. Yeah, sorry.
Like,
yeah.
I see people who tell me, or people just express, oh, I just wish I could help somebody. I just wish I could help him. Like, people are suffering. Or you just see a media advert, like people, humanitarian crisis in so place. I don't want to mention the country. And then you're like, oh, and I wish I was part of this rich, billionaires. I could just donate some money. Like, it's so easy to donate. But I don't believe people like that.
Okay.
Because I believe if you really want to help, you will do what it takes to have the same money.
Okay.
That you are criticizing those who have the money.
No, I do agree with you. Yes. I agree with you 100%.
Yes. So that to me just is the power of money.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And having money, not just for the sake of having money. I mean, money is kind of everywhere. Like, people could also steal for money. Yeah. If you tell me I'm about the money, I think you should also ask me, why aren't you stealing? Have the money right now.
Okay, that's a good question. Yeah.
But I would not steal. Why? Because it's not really just about the money. Like, how I got the money matters. How I'm able to steward that money matters.
Right.
So I am very intentional about stewarding money. It's not just about giving me money. I'm very intentional about, you give me 1 naira, you know that this person I'm giving 1 naira has the ability to change it to 1 million. Right? That's what I'm really interested in. And that ability to change money comes with so many things.
Sure.
Being smart, being able to spot people, talent, time, money. It speaks about so many things. So many things. Your aura, the way you talk, the way you appear, everything.
The way you present yourself.
I tell you.
It's so important. It will get you way further than being smart.
I tell you.
I tell you. Because I think you're good at it. I hope.
I think I also.
It's something I really want to work on, because I don't think I come across as innately. You would beat me if there was, like, if an investor was in a room and they talked to you and they talked to me, you would win every single time. Like, it's something it's something I really want to, like, work on, like, while I'm here, and also just in my life in general, like presenting myself right away with confidence and competency. So, like, not just confidence, but like competence, or like this leadership, this confidence, this, like, oh, I trust her with $1 million. Like,
I'm also like that anyways. I'm always asking questions. I'm always studying. I'm also, like, not just studying on paper.
You stand up straight, you talk, like, directly, you make eye contact, like, all these things are, like, not actually natural for
you have
like,
to learn.
Maybe they're natural for some people.
Well, I think you also learned it. Okay, even if you claim it is natural, the person actually had a reference. Learned, even by observation. It's also a way of learning.
Even maybe their parents, or
so it's all learned.
They've, like, what? Like, really, really important stuff. Like, being good at talking versus actually just being smart. You need both to get really far.
You need everything.
You need everything. But that initial like really how you walk into a room like just matters so much.
Tell you.
Yeah. So so it didn't come naturally actually for you.
Nah. And for me, I was kind of the science guy.
Okay.
So my background was kind of, I just loved science. I used to fantasize about people who just do science projects, just for fun.
Huh.
But then when you start asking, wait, how is this guy able to just blow up a gadget? Like you are trying something new and then you blow up a gadget. How did he even get the lab? And then you start like, oh, wait, something is not right. The person is probably rich by inheritance, or he worked for the money and then he's investing the money. There has to be that clear path.
Yeah.
So I started thinking, I said, okay, you know what? My background wouldn't get me this. So I better start thinking of a better way to make my life like this. And then I just found entrepreneurship.
Gotcha. Okay, so that's how you found it. Oh, interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, that's really funny. But it kind of suits you. I mean, here, like you're working on a very tech, heavy project. So you have to have a little bit of that sciencey background.
Yeah. And then, I also learned along the way.
Okay.
What I wanted to do was be this scientist. Like I wanted to know every law, every theorem, every calculation, every diagram. But then I realized, wait, everybody, like most people actually are good at this, but nothing is changing. And I started thinking, okay, you know what? I think there's a better thing to do.
This is so relevant.
Yeah. So I kind of switched, even though my company is kind of like tech based. I actually don't stress myself about so many of the tech stuff.
You outsource it.
Yeah, I outsource it. I look for people. I just spot people. I just look at you. This guy is smart. Then what do you want? Just tell me what you want. I can get, even if I don't have what you want, I can promise you I will get what you want.
You always say that kind of stuff.
I'll bring somebody to get you what you want. Just deliver. Yeah, so entrepreneurship to me is actually everything.
Okay. That's what I found out recently too, is like entrepreneurship is actually really fun.
Yeah.
And different than engineering. Like you're like doing stuff. You're like doing stuff like in the world, like with my bee business. You're doing stuff right away. You're not just in the lab designing something that you guys entrepreneurs could use later. You're like doing the stuff. So then if you know the background behind it, it can kind of streamline, I think, the process. So I think some really good entrepreneurs could start from being engineers.
Yeah.
But they have to know this whole social aspect of things that we're not taught, or business or whatever.
Although, do you know, it wouldn't still be, it could be an advantage, but at the same time, advantage in the fact that you have more exposure, your brain can connect both the business side with the science side.
If you're good at the business.
Yeah, but also I've seen very awesome people who have nothing to do about science.
Oh yeah, okay.
They literally don't know anything about science, but then just tell them what you want to do, and they'll make it work.
They'll get it done. Yeah. So it's like the common sense side of the world. Like they're really good at like common sense.
Yeah, and then people have the ability to learn.
Okay.
Really great entrepreneurs have the ability to learn. So you tell somebody, I want to build a rocket, and then, okay, you want to build a rocket. You know what? Give me some time. And then you see the person just reading, going from scratch, learning about physics, just because you told the person, I want to build a rocket, and they want to like help you. Yeah. So really great entrepreneurs have that ability, that I'm willing to learn anything, and I can learn anything. Right? So far, I choose to learn it.
Okay, so that's like another like kind of characteristic.
So it makes them just like, you basically can predict the end from now.
Sure.
Yeah. Because you do everything to make it work.
Sure. So then, what do you think about India and like being here so far?
Well, I love to be diplomatic.
Okay. You don't have to. Yeah.
So what I would say on camera
you can say what
would definitely be awesome.
Okay.
Okay. I have to be diplomatic. But then if you would ask me off camera, it probably would be awesome part and also the not awesome part, because no place is 100%. Yeah, even America. Yeah.
No, there's lots of problems with America.
Yeah, so everybody has this problem anyways. But I think India is great. What I notice is this fighting spirit, the spirit that refuses to be silent. right? The kind of spirit that refuses to be pushed to the backside.
Sure.
That is what immediately I stepped my foot inside this nation. That's what I just noticed. I noticed the people who are united, all right, and I really am giving them some few years. I think they really would have like a world power kind of status in the nearest future.
In the near future. Do you think that any country, oh shoot, this might be outside of your diplomacy, but like, do you think any country in Africa has potential to grow into a big emerging market? Like,
Well,
because when India was, India was
really,
at first nothing, and then they just like really boomed very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, many nations are also trying that. Many nations are trying to like push something like that so that in the nearest future they could really have like big markets. But guess what? I'm still banking on Nigeria. Yeah, we have so many issues, but what would make Nigeria work the most is the population.
Oh yeah, you guys are the biggest country in Africa,
like
most populated.
So many laws, aren't as serious, aren't as visionary as other countries in Africa. But other countries in Africa, no, I have to be smart. I wanted to say, no, I won't say that.
Okay, you don't have to say it. Yeah.
But then Nigeria still proves the most, should I say, the most sure one.
Okay.
Because of the population. The population, yes, would kind of like quadruple over the next 50 years.
Okay.
So whatever imagined market that wants to come up in Africa would not still be as big as Nigeria.
Sure.
And then all it takes probably would just be a revolution or like some government laws to just spice things up, and then all of a sudden it just booms.
Is that what stops you guys a lot? Is government? I mean, besides corruption and stuff, is there like laws that are not conducive to entrepreneurship and capitalism and that kind of thing?
Well, would I say laws, even though the Nigerian government has been doing well in terms of laws? And then, in Nigeria, we are actually like enjoying so many privileges. I shouldn't say this. But then in Nigeria, we are currently enjoying so many privileges. Some laws are not so strict.
Okay.
Enough for a very small company not to become a very big one.
Okay.
But then what is really challenging is probably the same as every other African country: access to capital.
Yeah.
I would have said access to skill talent, but not so true, because even nowadays you could get any skill talent from anywhere in the world and import them back to your country.
Yeah.
But even in Nigeria, skill talent is not the issue. Insecurity, people wanting to incorporate in Nigeria. Like people wanting to belong, people wanting to identify with Nigeria is a very big problem, because people do not want to yet.
Because you have this kind of like, even in Kenya, like the Uber driver was like, I don't want to pick up them, they're Nigerian. But I'm like, I don't get it. But I'm so far removed from.
We have so many issues, so many background issues that I can't cover all in this video, but then we have so many issues apart from the government, apart from insecurity, apart from kidnappings, apart from the plunging economy. We have tribalistic issues, and we have the issues of trust, right?
Yeah, trust. But that's probably widespread across Africa.
It really limits this thing called collaboration or networking.
Oh, that's super interesting topic.
Like you see people wanting to collaborate across the world, and then a very small company could turn to something very big in less than 1 month, because a partner just said, okay, you know what, let's work together. Or somebody just says, you know what, let's do this together, and then they just work together and boom, everybody wins. But then in Nigeria, trust is a very far-fetched commodity.
Sure.
Right? It takes a lot to trust anybody. And then judiciary, court laws are not encouraging. So the way it is done over there is, even if you don't trust somebody, you guys can sign an agreement
Okay.
And then that's a backup. So if anything goes wrong, the court will settle it.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
But in
Contract.
Nigeria,
Yeah.
even the judiciary is not trusted. Like you might have
Oh.
a document,
Mhm.
but you still lose despite a signed document. So
Really?
makes trust like the highest. I feel that's the highest limiter. Like it's really a big issue because I see no reason why companies cannot just, even friends cannot just come together, work together, and then small becomes very big.
Yeah.
But you see that small one prefers to stay alone as small so that you don't enter into trouble. So that becomes a very big issue.
Wow, that's fascinating.
Yeah.
Like that social thing really like messes you guys up.
Yeah, I think so. But it doesn't mess me up because
You're pretty.
I have kind of set my success already. So it's
It's
just a matter of
sure.
how I get there.
Yeah. Have you run into problems where you trusted someone and then something bad happened, or?
If I trusted somebody and something bad happens, well, I have not really been a victim of all of that because I am extra so wary of new relationships. I vet everything.
So like you have a trust issue yourself, kind
Yes,
of. Yeah.
it's a very big one for me. I asked you a question while we were talking. I smile with it, but then I'm doing
You're
all
like,
my due
I don't
diligence.
know if
I'm
she's
asking
cool.
1 million people about the same thing you just told me now to confirm.
Yeah.
And I'm even studying you for a while to ensure what you said is
Yeah.
right. So it's a very big issue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, that's so interesting. And like, sorry to ask this question again, but that's like throughout Africa, right? Is that not Nigeria?
Yeah, it's not just in Nigeria. I mean, why do we still have issues of mobility within Africa? Like it's even harder to get into, let's say, I wouldn't say Cameroon because the border is not so strong, but then it's harder to get into South Africa than it is as hard to get into any country in the European Union, for example.
Yeah.
So Italy, Switzerland, it's way harder to get into South Africa than those countries. Why?
Sure.
Because of this issue of trust.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
Even
It's
though
not
we are
just that the distance
yeah,
is
like
different.
the African word doesn't even. It's supposed to like give some leverage. That, oh, they're Africans, but no, the Africans. Oh wow, let's check it well. Let's ensure.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think
Let's
that's
check.
true.
Are you sure these people? And then you have to bet everything.
I see what you're saying. This will take years to. Oh no.
Yeah, it's a big issue.
No. Do you have hope for Nigeria to get out of these things, or like it will take some serious, or like what do you think would change?
What do I think would change? I feel like the people would fight for themselves. Nigerians, no, I have to be diplomatic. But then when you read the news about Nigeria, it is very different from a Nigerian.
Okay.
Let me give you an instance.
Yeah, give me an example.
When you read Nigeria, it's probably a poor nation, so many issues. You're just wondering, like, these people are going to kill themselves. Like, it looks like a self-destruct.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
But then that's not really the reality because Nigerians are kind of like, because of the pressure, there's a way pressure kind of forges you, right? So the economic meltdown, the kidnapping, the tribalistic wars we have, the conflicts we have, the insecurity issues we have, it kind of makes an average Nigerian be extra smart,
super resilient,
extra alert, extra hardworking, extra in everything. So you find an average Nigerian, just give me any field, just say musician. You say this person is a skilled musician in Nigeria, is likely to be skilled or recognized as skilled anywhere in the world. Yeah, because they are just extra, because whatever made them skilled and whatever made Nigerians attest to the fact that they are skilled, know that it took some effort.
Sure. It's like it's like if you're a minority and really good at something, then you're really good at it. Like you're really good.
You have to be really
You have
good.
to be really good. Otherwise,
I think Nigerians are going to fight for themselves. So people like me, for instance, or the people like Dangote, for instance, you would probably doubt if somebody told you he's full Nigerian. Like, how can somebody in Nigeria be the richest man? Like something is not wrong somewhere. Like is there something he's stealing? He's not stealing anything, but he's from Nigeria, you know. So I feel Nigerians will fight for themselves. Individual Nigerians will build big companies that the government will also want to tax, you know, and then, you know. But then I feel Nigerians would rise up for themselves. Nigerians, not Nigeria, Nigerians will forge relationships.
Sure.
Let me give you an example. There's also another billionaire called Tony Elemelu.
Okay.
Yeah, so I love him because recently he has been doing it over the years. But recently, you know, he invites presidents. You know, somebody important from another country comes to visit the president of Nigeria, and then they also come to visit him.
Oh.
That for me really is like super encouraging.
That's so cool.
So like basically, like you can literally predict your success without the country's situation. So like you could just pause whatever you are reading about Nigeria and say, okay, you know what? We are turning this company into a unicorn in the next 3 years. And then you are not regarding what is happening in Nigeria, sort of, because you're kind of extra, okay, we're going to forge whatever relationships to make this work, bring whatever partner who would believe in this from anywhere in the world, just make it work.
Sure.
Right. So I really feel that's the future. I think Nigerians would change the game.
Okay.
Yeah, because the political game in Nigeria is really so
yeah, so it's like, I mean, not to change the subject too much, but like it's corrupt, but it's also somewhat democratic versus compared to a lot of other places.
Yeah.
So that's a cool thing also.
Yeah. I mean the pressure also. I think I must admit, or I must acknowledge the pressure. There's a way put pressure on anything. It makes it different.
Sure.
Yeah. So I think across Africa, Nigeria has so much pressure on its citizens, like on each individual person living in Nigeria. There's a particular pressure that forges the people there. It makes me have a vision for them, like, okay, you know what? This person is likely to succeed anywhere in the world than this other person for no reason. It's just because this person has been exposed to so many things over time, you know. Yeah, and then
man, it's just hard to get out. It's hard to get out of Nigeria, or out of, if you're born into like poverty, it's hard to get out in a system.
Yeah, but then people are still doing it.
People are still doing it.
Yeah, but then you might just want to like appreciate those people, because you know that for them to have done it, you know that it's not so easy.
It's like a huge,
they are probably smiling. I mean, the glory kind of covers whatever scars it took them, but then know that for this person to be important in Nigeria, the person paid some things.
Yeah. So yeah, that's fascinating. Like, this will probably be, you know, released to an American audience. Like, you know, what do you think our perspective is? I mean, you kind of said this already in the news. Like, we hear about the news. How come we don't hear about those stories? Probably because they're just covered up by everything.
Yeah, behind. I mean, the media chooses what to say.
Yeah, the media chooses. Yeah.
They want something that would go viral. They want something that attracts empathy. Yeah, they want to push a particular narrative. You know, there are some of them actually also sponsored. You know.
Oh yeah,
so
the money.
So they want some media people to promote this particular news, you know, because it also kind of helps. There's so many political jargons, you know. You want resources. So
that's the same everywhere, I guess.
It's the same everywhere.
Yeah.
The media is very, very different from the country.
And like, are you guys, you Gen Z Nigerians, are you guys making like any type of political scene there?
Well, I would not be the best to comment on that, because, you know, entrepreneurship for me kind of has stolen some of the extra time that I could have used to invest in political contribution and all of this. But I also find entrepreneurs, anybody who wants to be successful, you have to also have some political input. Right? Whether relationships.
Like that guy. What was the second guy? Not the
Tony Elemelu.
that guy.
Yeah, you should read him up. So but I think entrepreneurs like myself who also want to like grow fast, I've always have a pipeline. So you must have some friends, some budding friends who are also looking into getting into politics.
Okay.
Right. So just invest now with them because you know this particular guy is so serious about politics, and then it's likely to be the next president or whatever.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So that's important too. Yeah. Oh, this is good stuff, Yomi. So you wouldn't say anything. What would you say to Americans like who like want to know more? Yeah, we kind of explained a lot because I was asked this question. The point of the podcast sometimes is to just break down a lot of the stereotypes of these different nations and cultures.
Yeah.
So that it's less scary to interact with. Like I think if growing up in Wisconsin, which is like a rural state in America, like I never had met anyone from Africa until I got to college.
Wow.
Like maybe a few African Americans, but not even that many. Like I grew up in a super white town. I mean, we had refugees where we had a really large population of Asian, of Hmong refugees. But still, it's like this huge divide of like they're over there, we're over here, and like they literally came here with nothing, and
they're struggling.
Yeah, they're struggling, and my parents are like, "Fine, we're fine." Yeah. So like that whole like I want to kind of cater to that population, or that's much of America, even in San Francisco, where things are so. It's Silicon Valley, like it's so much more booming than Wisconsin, but like I still find these same attitudes. Like they don't know, it's a bubble in itself. Like it's a bubble of social media, it's a bubble of culture, and what happens in the city matters so much. And I'm like, well, actually there's a huge world outside of San Francisco. So that's kind of sometimes the point of this podcast. So if you have do you have anything to share about that, or like?
Well, I would personally say, the media has done so much havoc in continuously painting these pictures. So even the younger generations of people in the Western world, they would keep on having that concept about Africa and Africans, right? But this is the fact. Africa also is not, I wouldn't say it's not a person. So you can't stereotype.
Okay.
It's the same way you have bad people, young people, bad people, good people. You have productive people, unproductive people. You have lazy people. You have hardworking people. What I think is, I think everyone should just have an open mind. You can't stereotype even on a nation. You can't tell me you can't stereotype Nigerians are hardworking. Okay, even though that's always said, it's just incredible. But at the same time, it's not possible for 230 million people to be all hardworking, right? So I feel like it's the same way, people feel like people from Africa are not so productive, but the truth is that you can't stereotype. Each person would be as productive as the kind of exposure they got, the kind of education they had, the kind of network, the kind of built. So I feel everybody who just has this opportunity to be enlightened about this stereotype should really kind of flush that mindset of the stereotype, the media stereotype of Africa, that is being published. And then you just know in your heart or in your mind that I can't stereotype for 1.5 billion people in Africa. Each person is very different. No, I don't want to say
and
that.
Be curious, like be interested and be curious in learning about other people and other places.
I tell you, also, because Africa generally is I have to choose my words carefully.
No problem, no
But
problem.
then sometimes some parts of Africa, or many parts of Africa are not. I'm not on record, right?
We're on audio record, but we can stop that too if you just want to chat.
No, it's okay. So basically, like, many parts of Africa are still not developed. So that also kind of makes the stereotype more obvious, and then you think, okay, these guys are probably just suffering. But then, if you are looking at the future of investments, Africa would likely turn over kind of like an ROI. Why? Because every other person also is investing. So it's just a matter of time before, before, just like evolution, like times change.
Yeah.
And then even though Africa has always been like that, all of a sudden it kind of like changes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah. So basically the people who benefit, especially if somebody is still young now, is people who choose to invest in something like Africa, because over time the investment is kind of like going to like quadruple, and then because now you're older, because you invested while you were young, it's going to like be like a very huge return on your side.
Yeah.
Because your whatever investment that you could have invested now, if you invest it in the US or any Western world, you are going to be competing with the already rich guys.
Sure.
Right. So it's not so feasible. So that's what I just think, yeah. So it's, for me, it's just like an opportunity for anybody who really wants to like, who really has been healed of the bad stereotype of Africa, to know, okay, now that you know this, you should be investing in Africa, especially if you are young, especially if you don't have so much, because Africa is already developing, and then in the coming years, you would benefit from it now.
Yeah.
Because the people who could have invested more prefer to invest in the price side, the Western world. And then they are going to also see their investments, but then, it's just like, you invest little, but then invest, like reap so much.
Sure.
Because you can invest now. Right. So that's what I just think for anybody really out there.
Yeah, that's good. That's good stuff, Yomi. That's so good stuff. But it's the emerging market stuff. I might cut this out, but it's the emerging market. Like, you guys could be an emerging market, like an emerging, like in India, like the next India. That's what people in Nairobi would always say. Nairobi's the next China, India. I don't know if that's, we have to be diplomatic.
Yeah, we have to be diplomatic because Nigerians are, no, I can't speak for Nigerians, but then Nigeria would not still choose to say India is ahead of us, even though clearly India is really ahead of us, but yeah, we prefer to still refer to as the Europe guys as being ahead, and not India or China, even though they're already ahead. Right?
They won't admit it.
Yeah, it's just, we won't admit it.
That's funny. Did you know 1 drop of Nigerian blood will save you?
1 drop of Nigerian blood would save me?
Yeah. You said it would save anyone.
Oh, that was just a joke. When would you start dressing like a lady and stuff like an engineer?
Is this an engineer?
Yeah, this looks engineer. The shoes, no, the suit.
Oh, the shoes.
The shoes is too engineer.
I should be more of a lady.
Yeah, heels, flats.
Yeah, it's true. Where can people find you?
Oh yeah. Well, I personally like to have a very active online presence. Just do a Google search, do a ChatGPT search, do a whatever search. Just type Odole Abayomi.
Okay.
And then you find me everywhere. Everywhere I've appeared online.
Okay, I'll drop it in the link below. You guys can check them out. Abayomi, Dorcas Africa.
Yeah.
All of the above. Sweet. Thank you, Yomi.
Namaste.
Namaste.